Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply, and this video is to bring you a closer look at the Trimco number 1115C flush pole. This 1115 is shown to you in stainless steel. It's all stainless steel. It's a magnet. There's nothing steel based about it. And you know, the first impression of Trimco, this item is a perfect example, is fantastic fit and finish. When the item is presented to you, when you remove it from the packaging, it just looks too good to install, quite frankly. And that is a hallmark of Trimco's material, is the bottom line. So this is a flush pole, something that's going to be mortised to the face of a door, and is going to be used primarily in sliding sorts of applications, but also in swinging sorts of applications as well. There is a link below this video to what is called the cut sheet, which shows everything important dimensionally about the item, and we'll go over that in a moment. This item is available in several different finishes. This is stainless steel, brass, bronze base material with architectural finishes. Screws are included. For some reason, this one has 3. You should only have 2 screws. And those are going to be for installing in the top here, or however you're installing it. There's 2 screw holes, one here, and one here, as you can see. Okay. Of course, it's not handed. It can be turned over either which way. This is not an ADA compliant item, so if you have an opening that requires ADA compliance, this would not be appropriate for an application requiring that. Very commonly used in bypassing doors or swinging closet doors in both commercial and residential applications. Let's take a look at the template. You can see from the template, I'm going to pause this video so that I can get my tape measure. Okay, now, so you can see from that cut sheet that the width of this item is 3.5 inches overall width, and that it's 4 3/4 tall. Okay. You can see that there is an overall projection or depth, an overall depth of 31/32, so just basically an inch. 0.94 they've got it at. It's coming in, yeah, whatever. It's 1 inch. 31/32. Okay. What they're saying at the bottom of the template is a gap of a 1/16 per side is recommended for installation. So that means that the size of the cup back here add 1/8 of an inch in the width and the height is what they're saying. So the template says that this is 2 9/16 approximately. Yeah. And that their template calls it out at 3 almost 9/16. So basically, 2 9/16 by 3 9/16. Add about 1/8 of an inch to that, and that's going to be your installation for this. So 2 11/16, 3 11/16, right in that area. Probably have to expect to square part of the corner out to get that to fit in there really nice. But don't make it excessively large. You do want to have the screws, which appear to be about a number 6 by 3/4 inch. Yeah, 6 by 3/4. These are undercut flathead sheet metal screws. You want that to get into the wood as best as possible. Machining for this is, it's a walk in the park. It's straightforward. Assuming that you're going to probably use a router. If you're going to do that by hand, that wouldn't be so easy. But I've installed for these, I've machined for these countless times, and it's really simple. Before we talk about how you're going to machine it, determining the height of where you're going to install this, the vertical height, top of the door to the center line, or however you'll go about doing it, and of course your back set from the edge of the door to the center of the prep. You probably want to take inventory of the other doors that are in the space and mimic the center line of this. because you don't want to have, let's say, a hallway of doors and then you've got a couple of closets or whatever the case might be. You don't want all your locks to look the same height and then have, you know, some odd situation for the closet door or the swinging door, whatever this might go on. So, you know, be compatible with the mounting height. Now, the installation of this, what I would do, quite frankly, is I would take a rectangular piece of wood. I would cut my preparation out to fit this rectangle. I would add for the collet of the router bit. I would use a plunge router. I would cut the template such that all I had to do was flush it to the edge of the door to give me the desired back set, which is the edge of the door to, say, the center line of the prep. I would probably also indicate somewhere on the template a line so that when I hooked my template to the top of the door and drew my center line, I would just margin the line made on the template to the line on the edge of the door. I'd clamp it down, okay? And I'd use my plunge router, and I would just go through it like that. Great professional results. Obviously, if you have tools beyond a plunge router, then you don't need me to tell you how to do it if you're running a CNC router. If you're doing it by hand, that's tedious. I suppose if you were doing one, you could probably get by with it. But if it was a lumber corridor or anything that you couldn't easily chip out with a large chisel router, is how you're going to want to do this. Back to the extended description. There's not a lot to this other than the description, the size, and the finishes that this is available in. And that's really how Trimco is. Straightforward, extremely good quality material. You can see that that box is welded to the faceplate. And this stuff, you know, Trimco just continues to amaze every time I review their material. Their lead times can be a bit on the long side, but their product is always well worth the wait. They're a full-line manufacturer of all things trim and auxiliary related. Not only things somewhat common like flush poles, but of course kick plates, push plates, pull plates, door stops, some unique solutions, push and pull latches that you're going to see on hospital doors, and an entire line of architectural designed push and pull bars. Fantastic quality. Very nice people also, and it's a pleasure to be a distributor for Trimco. If you have any questions on the Trimco 1115C flush pole, or in a stainless finish, or any other Trimco product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.